Angel Reese thought she was running the show, but instead, she just got hit with the biggest plot twist of the WNBA offseason. She threw shade, made slick comments, and maybe even thought Brianna Turner would be left without a solid team. But guess what? That move backfired in the worst way possible. Not only did Turner land on her feet, but she leveled all the way up, signing with the Indiana Fever, a team that's out here stacking talent like they're building an NBA 2K super team, and now the whole league is shook. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha, Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and now Brianna Turner. Indiana is not just here to compete, they're here to dominate. Meanwhile, Reese is sitting back watching the Fever turn into a serious championship contender, while her own team struggles to keep up. The WNBA just turned into the hottest drama series on TV, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's break it all down. But before we jump into the good stuff, take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By joining our crew, you'll always be in the loop with the latest WNBA updates, expert takes, and breakdowns of big moves just like this. Don't miss out, we've got every angle covered. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right in. Someone who actually broke this door. She said Brianna Turner has signed with the Indiana Fever per the WNBA transition page. Some depth for the Fever front court. Now let's dive into the moment that had everyone talking, because this was a game changer. We all know Angel Reese is one of the most competitive players in the game. She's got that fire, that energy, that I'm going to prove you wrong mentality. But even she had to pause for a second when she saw Brianna Turner pack her bags, leave Chicago, and sign with Indiana Fever like she was accepting an invitation to an exclusive club with VIP access. Reese's reaction, one word: wow. And you just know when someone hits you with the dry wow, they're feeling some type of way. But honestly, who wouldn't? This wasn't just a regular signing, this was a straight-up power move. The Indiana Fever was already cooking up something special. They had Caitlin Clark, a generational talent, who's already a walking highlight reel. They had Aaliyah Boston, a dominant force in the paint, add in Natasha, Howard, Sophie Cunningham, and now Brianna Turner. That's a serious squad. The Fever aren't just stacking players, they're building a fortress. Meanwhile, over in Chicago, Sky fans were staring at their roster like a group project that's missing half its members. So what's the plan here? They were left wondering how the team was supposed to bounce back from this, especially after missing the playoffs last year. And let's not forget, Turner wasn't just some bench player. She was a defensive anchor, someone who made an impact every time she stepped on the court. And now, instead of locking down opponents for Chicago, she's doing it for the Fever, a team that's rapidly gaining championship-level talent. This move wasn't just a small shakeup, it sent shockwaves through the league. And if you think that's the end of the story, think again, because Indiana Fever is just getting started now. Let's talk about what this means for the bigger picture now. Let's talk about why this move matters so much. The Indiana Fever front office isn't just signing players, they're assembling an army. They're not here to just participate, they're here to dominate. This is a franchise that has been on the rise for a while, and now they're making it known that they mean business. Every single move they've made in the offseason is pointing to one clear goal: championship contention. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, can drop dimes and hit shots from the parking lot. If you don't guard her from half court, that's on you. But while Clark lights it up from deep, Aaliyah Boston is dominating the paint, playing defense like her life depends on it. She's a walking double-double and a nightmare for opponents. Adding veteran experience to the mix, Natasha, Howard knows how to win, bringing championship leadership to this squad. And when the game is on the line, Duana Bonner is the one you trust. She's a walking bucket with a clutch gene and leadership to match. Every team needs a defensive anchor, and that's where Brianna Turner steps in, doing the dirty work that doesn't always make the highlight reel, but wins games. And if you need energy, toughness, and a little bit of trash talk to keep things interesting, Sophie Cunningham is the spark plug, ready to fire up the squad and get under the opponents' skin. The Fever did not come to play, they are on a mission to win now, like 2025 championship season incoming. At this point, it's like Indiana Fever went to the WNBA free agency market and said, we'll take everything. And let's not forget the real mastermind behind all this, the Fever's front office. They've been playing the long game, stacking up talent while other teams played it safe. They didn't just go for flashy names, they went for the right mix of youth, experience, and grit. Now they're sitting on a roster that could genuinely compete for a title, and they're not afraid to let the world know it. What Seth White is doing and what the Fever organization is doing is nothing less than phenomenal, in my opinion. Indiana Fever fans have been waiting for this moment for years, and now they finally have a team that looks like a serious contender. The pieces are in place, and with the kind of momentum they're building, they're not just here to make the playoffs, they're here to win it all. So what does this mean for the rest of the league? Well, if you're on another WNBA team, you might want to start strategizing now because the Fever are coming for that top spot. Let's break it down what this means for Angel Reese in the sky. Now, let's flip the script and talk about what this means for Angel Reese in the Chicago sky. Listen, nobody is questioning Angel Reese's talent. She's a hooper through and through. She's got that undeniable star power, the drive to win, and the ability to make game-changing plays. But let's be real, she's not working with the best roster right now. The Chicago Sky just lost a key piece, and their off-season strategy looks like someone trying to cook a 5-star meal with only salt and pepper. Where's the flavor? Where's the firepower? Because right now Chicago is looking a little bland compared to the competition. Reese has made it clear she's staying loyal to Chicago, and that's great. Loyalty is rare in professional sports these days. But here's the harsh truth: loyalty doesn't win championships, talent does, and right now the talent gap between Indiana and Chicago is wide. It's not even close. While the Fever is collecting star players like Infinity Stones, Chicago is stuck trying to figure out how to stay competitive. Reese can be the heart and soul of the Sky, but she can't do it alone. Even the best players need support, and unless the front office makes some major moves, she's looking at a season filled with frustration because, let's be real, one player can only do so much. Basketball is a team sport, and Chicago isn't giving her the weapons she needs to succeed. The problem isn't just losing Turner, it's the fact that while Indiana's getting better, Chicago is standing still. And in a league that's evolving this quickly, standing still is the same as moving backward. Other teams are making moves, upgrading their rosters, and preparing for a deep playoff run. Meanwhile, the Sky is hoping that hard work and hustle will be enough. Spoiler alert, it won't be. So, what does this mean for the rest of the league? Whoa, you've made it this far. That must mean you're really enjoying the video, right? So, why not take a quick second to hit that follow button? It's totally free, super simple, and helps us keep bringing you more awesome content, especially if you love the WNBA. Whether it's game highlights, player spotlights, or behind-the-scenes moments, we got you covered. Plus, by following, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Go on, tap that follow. Now, alright, let's jump back in. When the WNBA's biggest stars start reacting to your team's moves, you know something big is happening. Aja Wilson was already side-eyeing the Fever's roster construction like, oh, so we're doing this now. Other teams are checking their depth charts and realizing that Indiana isn't just here to compete, they're here to dominate. And let's not forget the fans. Fever fans are floating on cloud 9 right now, talking big, predicting deep playoff runs, and even whispering about championships like it's a secret too good to keep. Meanwhile, Sky fans are stuck in "it's fine, we'll be okay" phase of denial. Deep down, they know their team has some catching up to do. This shift in power isn't just a small ripple, it's a full-blown tsunami, and the WNBA landscape will never be the same. Indiana isn't waiting around to be contenders, they're skipping the slow build and fast-tracking their way to dominance. Thanks for watching, and subscribe my channel.